Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to season 2 of Spread Those Cheeks for the Tea. Today we have a special guest by the name of the biggest from a TV show called the Bad Bitch Section, a new reality show out now on Tubi. If you guys were here for season 1, I interviewed a couple girls from this show and they gave, some behind the scenes of what was going on. Miss Natural, Chanel, as Marie, Bougie. So now we have the biggest, who was definitely a character on season 1. And they talked about her a lot. They talked about it so much I could not forget her name. So without further ado, let's bring her to the stage.
Hey y'all.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Happy to be alive, honey. Last night,
Okay,
I woke up this morning. I was like, ooh, I gotta get right. I had a headache. Long
those
night.
things will do it to you.
Yes, long night.
Well, I gave you a quick introduction. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little about you and what you want us to know before we get into the questions and the tea.
Okay, perfect. Well, as you already know, I'm the biggest. I also go by Slay. My Instagram is slayla_. I currently have a business. I don't know if I'm gonna continue with that. I probably am though. But so you can go follow me at slayla_. You can go follow me at Slay Styles. It's my business page. I'm also a dancer. So if you need me for your videos, hey, hit me up, hit me up. Um, I do a little TV or whatever. I don't wanna you can catch me on season 2 of Zodiac House. Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, first things first, how did you get both your names, Slayla and the biggest?
Well, so Slay. Okay, so my real name. Okay, don't everybody don't run with this, but my real name is Kayla, and everybody just used to try to call me like KK. So I was like, I do not like that. Like I was like, I don't know what that is my name. So I was just like, what can I give myself? So I was like Slayla, and then when I was in college, people started calling me that, and then some people it was just a lot to say, so they just shortened it to Slay, and I was going by that. But then I was a manager of Hollywood Hookah Dolls. And my cousin, like every time I went out there, I was always making the most money. Like everybody was asking for me. Everybody was slay, slay, slay. So she was like, "You're the biggest," and I'm like, "Period." So everybody just started calling me. They're like, "Hey, the biggest, hey, the biggest." So it just stuck, I guess. I got a tattoo.
Yes.
Whatever.
Okay, can we see the tattoo? I love it.
Yes, it says the biggest. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, committed. I love it.
Period.
So, how did you get into being a dancer? Was that something you started when you were in college or
No. When I was in college, I was really like a goody two shoes. Like I had tried to drink and stuff like that for the first time, and it was just like, yeah. And so, I probably didn't start dancing until I turned 20. I'm currently 22, and
okay.
uh, I started that. I tried down here one time, and I was like, I like dancing, but I was like, not in front of everybody I know. So
Right.
me and my homegirls was like, let's load up the car, let's go to Atlanta. So shit, we went to Atlanta and we started dancing. Just came everyday
Okay.
thing. So then when we came back, I guess we felt more comfortable because we had already. If you can handle Atlanta, you can handle little South Carolina. So we came back and we just dancing, and I've been dancing ever since. So
Right. Okay. So do you say it takes a certain level of confidence being a dancer?
yes, for sure. If you're not confident, they'll see it definitely because eyes are on you. So if you're not confident,
Definitely
there goes
so.
hell.
Do you watch P Valley?
Yes, I just
Have
finished
you
it.
ever went through any experience that you've seen on the show, P Valley, in your life as a dancer so far?
Um, the clubs that I worked at, like I never had to audition. Um, so that was kind of different seeing that. Um, it's real easy to dance out here, so I'm trying to think. I haven't experienced it. I don't know. I've had pretty decent times dancing. I mean, I've heard of other stories, but I've never experienced it personally. So,
Okay. Any interesting stories from your dance life that you want to tell us?
oh Lord. I think I was at this club and they were like that when they were telling us about what we had to wear. They were like we had to be fully dressed, like type of stuff. And I think we were just dancing through the night, me and my homegirl. And we're in Atlanta, it's a big city. This is like our first time dancing, like big, like so we like what the fuck. So then we turned sideways, and the girls next to us, they're butt naked, like butt everywhere, like everything everywhere. So we're like, what the world? Like, it was just you had to be there. Like, they were pouring water and stuff on themselves. I'm just like,
Oh
okay,
wow.
like they took it to another experience. I'm like, okay, just let me maybe it's my time to get out of the way.
Right.
Cause I was
Let
like,
them do their part.
yeah, I was like, cause I'm not competing, I'm not getting naked with you, so.
Right, exactly. Speaking of doing your part and things like that, what made you want to even get into reality TV? Was it just the exposure, or were you just looking to do what you seen other girls do on television?
Um, so I'm a Pisces, so I'm very much creative. Like I like anything that's artistic. So like I can draw, I can sing. So like my main thing I really wanted to do was sing. Like so, but I have stage fright, so I'll sing. But like if you put me on the spot to sing, I'm not going to sing. So it was just like on some. Hold on 1 second. Let me open the door.
While we're waiting for her to come back, those of you who are tuning in, make sure you like the video and subscribe.
Sorry, my whole family was at the door. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I already told my mama. I was like, I need peace and quiet, Hetty. But
That's that family
what was the
be.
question again? Right.
What made you want to get into reality TV, basically?
Um. So yeah, music was supposed to be my main focus, but just how I live every day, like my personality, how I am. I'm very goofy. Like I'm very fun. Like I might do the worm. Like I'm probably gonna be standing on my head. You turn around, you never know what I'm doing. So I was just like, everyone's like, you got a good personality for TV, and I was just like, I do. So why not? So I don't
Right.
know. It was I did audition video. It was just a thought, but the way I got on BAD BTCH Freddie King from Big Legs. So we had both auditioned for the first season of Big Legs, and she had randomly followed me and messaged me. She was like something about it, how you get on the interviews or whatever, and we started talking ever since then. And I guess they had a story T, the director or whatever over at BAD BTCH. He had a story and he was like they were looking for more girls, and so she sent it to me. She was like, you should give this a try. So I'm like, okay, like I say something and I said something, and they were like, can we have your number, can you send some pictures? And so I sent pictures in, and then he called me. He was just like, well, they picked you out of a long list of girls. I was like, okay. He was like, can you come to Vegas? I was like, hell yeah, I could go to Vegas. Like I'm on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, you can fly from South Carolina to Vegas. I'm like, yep, I'm on the way. And where's the history?
So initially, what were you told the show was going to be about, and what were you expecting after the initial conversations with them?
um He told me like so when he described it, he was like on some sisterhood, and of course I'm listening to you, but I'm also like whole bunch of girls, a house, like sisterhood, like we're going to see how that goes. I believe it when I see it, so I'm listening to him, but I'm like, okay, I know it's going to be more than what you're saying, so I was just ready for anything. So I came in expecting anything, honestly. So I'm prepared for anything. So
Okay, it's good that you kept an open mind.
yeah,
Um, when you got there, were you told that it was already a previous round of filming that went on before you got there?
yes. We were letting on when he talked to me about me being interested for the show. He told me that this would be the second round of filming. So yeah, that's all they were talking about was the first round. It was alright. It was alright. We're like, okay, first round's over. We're here now. Like, ready to go. Like we're ready to do it. So, but yeah, we were letting on.
So did he get specific, or just he vaguely told you that it was a
He was
riot?
just like that. It was the first round of filming, and that he was basically just like that. It had went chaotic, and they had the house riot, and that they really couldn't get a lot done. So he was like, "This is basically the second chance." So it was supposed to be sisterhood, and everybody come back good vibes. Since the rest of the girls who weren't coming back, problem or whatever, were gone. So I was just like, okay, like whatever.
True. Okay. Well, before we get into more questions about the show, I want to kind of do a roll call. where I tell name all the girls from the show, and then you
Okay.
tell me what you think about them, any interesting things that happened when you all met or that happened on the show. Period.
Okay.
Let's start easy. Let's start with Miss Chanel.
My bae. That's my bae. Um, and we're gonna tell something interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since with your show, it was a lot missing. If you want to tell us anything that we didn't get to see on camera, that would be great.
So like most of the time, like we were really, it was mostly like we were defending Chanel. So Chanel was defending us, but we were defending her too. So like basically, when I came in there, like I was ready, for the show. Like let's film it, let's get to it. So the girls who were there, like Tiny, Lucky, Static, and Perk, they were in their clique, and so when they came in, they had already came in like, oh hey, like also we really don't want to be here. And so then when we started filming like the new girls, they always were being loud. And I'm like, I ain't buy no high ticket for no reason. I came from South Carolina. I'm like, I did not come here to play. So when we went to the photo shoot, Lucky, they didn't record this at all. Lucky, if she was going to take a cast photo, and Chanel had started from the previous round, they called themselves the Fab Five. And so Lucky was like, oh, it's the Fab Four, or I mean five, or whatever we are. And I was like, yeah, y'all got me bent. I was like, I called her out right then. I was like, yeah, I said, go ahead and save y'all the Fab Four, Fab Five. Because I was like, you're not going to be funny with my friend. Like, I don't too much like that. Because I was like, for one, before they had got there, they had already took all day. We were supposed to be up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And they did not get to the photo shoot till like 1. And the other girls were already there. We had already did our stuff. So we're sitting there waiting on them. Like, I guess they thought they were bigger stars than what they were. But Chanel was basically like sticking up for us the whole time. I really love her because she had already had a previous bond with people and she didn't know me from nowhere, so she didn't have to. The only person she really take up for was Dolce because that's her cousin, but she didn't have to take up for the rest of us newbies, but she did. So Chanel stopped me from I was gonna fight Perk. Chanel and Bougie, they grabbed me. So it was a lot that
Oh,
happened.
wow.
Yeah, so Chanel, she really tried to keep it neutral, but once they started like when Chanel would go back there and try to talk to them, they would all jump up at her. And it's like at this point, y'all here, we already know y'all gonna jump, so it's like we gotta come as one. So that's how like because we didn't want the separation. Like when we came in, we already had a bond, and those 4 girls came in last. Like we wanted to include them, so like when they came in, we were all happy. But then when they came in with that negative energy, it was just like, yeah. So when Bougie said that she felt it was divided, yeah, that's when things kicked off. So
True.
yeah.
Next, let's talk about since you mentioned her, Miss Bougie Nina.
That's my babe too. Um, she's really quiet, like, but she's fun though. Like, she'll dance to you and stuff like that. So it was real surprising. Like, we all were like, not Bougie popping off. Bougie was in there giving them girls the business. Bougie walking down the hallway, knocking on their door, running through the hallway. Somebody,
Right.
who want to fade? Who want to fade? Nobody wanted to fade. Like, none of them girls wanted to fight. So it was real surprising because like Bougie, she really doesn't bother anybody. Like, you wouldn't even know she was there. Like, she's sitting there. She's very observant. So for her to go off and have a problem, it had to be a problem. So, but she's really sweet, and I can't wait to be on Sunday cast. So,
Yes, it really gave like someone was very much irking y'all for y'all to the way that
yeah,
y'all up, especially with the whole thing when they went live and
yeah. So, matter of fact, for the
that
live,
was crazy.
yeah, like so our room. So okay, so the room situation, it was in my room. It was Dolce, Chanel, me, and Bougie, and basically our room had became a fun room. Like they already knew back there, the little Fab Four, whatever they want to be, Fab nothing. They were back there, just being them. And then we had our room, so everybody like always wanted to be in our room. So our room was always packed. Like even when Miss Natural came, like she was in our room, and so it was just a lot. Like, oh my goodness, they were definitely irking us though.
Yeah, I could tell. Before we get into the next person, tell us how did you get into being a part of season 2 of Zodiac House?
So I'm kind of cast, but I'm mainly working with her as her team. But I'll be on the show as her Zodiac Hitman. So basically, like, if anybody has any problems or if anybody try Bougie, like, I'm her line of defense, and she already know I'm coming to.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so she already know I'm coming 10 toes about her. So I cannot wait. Like, I still get to promote my business and stuff, and basically, I get to handle the problem however I feel. So you pop shit with me, I'm gonna pop it back. That's all I gotta say. But I don't want to
That's
be
a
like
good
that.
way to get it
I'm
to get some
yeah,
aggression out.
right. I'm coming, but see, I don't know. Like I feel like I let my aggression out. I don't know. I'm really a fun person, so like I'm coming in there with good vibes. So it's gonna
True.
take a lot to get me out of my character, but I don't know. The season 2 cast, I don't feel like I'm gonna have to fight nobody. But if I need to, I will. Everybody seems cool though.
As you should.
Right. So I'm ready to have fun.
What are you looking forward to being a part of Zodiac House after already being on a reality show?
I just know it's gonna be a whole new world for one. It'll be on Natus TV. So that's a bigger network than the network that the previous show was on. And then it's just plus I've heard it's a different filming environment. So I'm just ready for something a little bit more professional because it was very different with BAD BTCH Section because like yeah I'm friends with Bougie, but at the end of the day she's gonna handle her business. Like yeah we have a friendship, but at the end of the day I know that business is business and friendship is friendship.
Right.
Back there, you know, people were their friends, so they had like higher like powers over people. So basically, they could do something, but when you did, it was a problem. So I just know that now everything is equal. It's a level playing ground. So I'm very excited to something new and more professional.
Okay, well, congratulations. I'm
Thank you.
excited for you.
Yes, and Chanel
Always
is.
great
I
to
can't wait to
step
see Chanel.
up. Yes. Y'all two are definitely friends on the show.
Yes.
Next person, let's get into Slim Barbie.
I don't know her like that. So she's pretty though. Um, I know she do some massages, and I had one on one, but I don't really know her like that. She's cool. As for the fight with her and Chanel, Chanel's my friend, and even like I've told Chanel, and I'm saying this now, like I don't too much feel like it was a big win because Slim Barbie her said like her stuff has said like she likes to pull hair, so I feel like it's kind of a lot of hair pulling. But I mean, like they both held their own, they both put up a fight, so I just feel like it wasn't no winner. It was just a tussle, a little scuffle.
True.
Yeah, she's pretty. I don't know a lot about her, but um she was, something on her when she came. So I can't wait to see her on season 2, if there is one.
We'll see.
Right.
Next person, Miss Lucky.
um. Yeah. So they say that I have a farm and this, that, and the third. So I just don't. I don't have a lot to say about her other than she's my prized possession, um, my favorite racehorse. Um, yeah, like I don't know, you know, even though like we be going at it, like I don't hate her, um, because when I met her, like I gave her compliments, so like on her butt and stuff like that. I don't think I complimented her face, but I gave her compliments on her body, so like it was never on no hate. Like I was, open to get to know her. It was just she just had attitude, like, and even like when I went off on them at the studio for our cast photos, I turned her and I was like, "And you, bitch," I was like, "I don't like your attitude," and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," it just comes off like that, and we tried to go another day and see if we can make that work, but it was. I don't take bullies well, and people going around saying that it's the OG's house and replacements need to stay in a replacement's place. Nobody's above me. Like we're all in the same house, we're on the same playing field. Like so, I just feel like nobody was above nobody, and they're not gonna try to make me or nobody I am associated with feel lesser as a person. So I just really stood up for what I felt was right. But other than that, not too much had no issue with her. Favorite racehorse. So
True. I feel what you just said when you say you stand up for what's right and people that you fuck with, you're not gonna let people come for them. That's something that a lot of people don't do on reality TV because they
right,
try to pick sides or try to seem a certain kind of way. And I'm glad that you definitely made that clear.
yeah.
Um, I do have a question about Lucky. Can you kind of get into the details on I remember the first time that they kind of showed that y'all got into it, it was because you told her that everything wasn't about her. And it kind of seemed like that was what happened the second time. Can you kind of speak and
Okay,
clarify on
so
that?
on the show when Chanel was back there, and she thought that Lucky was popping up her nails to fight me. So the situation that had just happened before that was filmed. We were supposed to have a challenge because, mind you, we had been in the house for like 3 days and we were still in the first episode. And we had did no challenges. We hadn't did nothing. So everybody was like, okay, we gonna actually try to get together and do something. So I think they had told me. I don't know why they told me. I ain't asked to be told, but they ended up telling me. I guess they felt they could trust me. And Chanel, she had just been made producer, so they told her as well. So basically, like Chanel was going through the house, and me, I was walking with Chanel. Actually, I think I was back there talking to somebody. Chanel came back there, and she was like, "Well, we have a challenge. Like, are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, never mind, I know." And so they were like, "Tell us, tell us." And we were like, "No, like it's supposed to be a surprise." So Lucky was like, "Well, T knows that I don't like surprises and da da da." I'm like, "Girl, like you back here, don't start that. Like, you're not gonna know. We're not telling you." So I was like, everything that's revolving around you. I was like, we don't care, like what you don't like. Like I might not like a whole bunch of things, but at the end of the day, I'm here for a reason. Like I gotta do it. And I asked her, like, she was just running her mouth, and I'm like, so what are we like? What are we gonna do? What are we doing now? What comes next? Like, cause I'm tired of arguing. Like, what you want to do?
Right.
And Chanel stopped talking, and everybody looked at her, and she was like, she didn't say she wanted to do nothing. She didn't get up, so I had just left out the room. And then when I left out, that's when I heard Chanel say somebody's popping their nails off. So I had came back there, and I come back there and see Tiny braiding up her hair and Lucky. So I'm like, at this point, they really had beef with Miss Natural and Bougie, but I had just got into Lucky with Lucky. So Chanel thought she was taking off her nails to fight me because I asked her what she wanted to do, but she was like, I'm not taking off my nails to fight the biggest. She was like, I'm just taking off my nails, but Tiny was braiding her hair up to fight somebody. So I went in there. When I saw them braiding up their hair and taking their nails off, I told Bougie and I told Miss Natural. I was like, keep your eye out. I was like, y'all in here, just talking in the zone. I was like, be attention. I was like, because they come out of that back, come out swinging, be ready. Ain't no lag.
Right.
So I gave them a heads up for sure. They're my friends. So yeah,
Oh wow.
it was
That's
just basically they thought, you know, this was their show. Like they came back and it's gonna be all about them. No, no, no. Like just because you show out when you was on first round, don't come here and try to show out on the new girls because maybe the new girls was not having it. Like we was not going.
definitely
I know
not.
that. Not going. Yeah, God, we was not going. Like we try to fight them every day. Like we was not going.
Okay. Next on the list is Miss Tiny.
Um,
Wait, before you answer that, these names that y'all have, did y'all come in the house? I mean, well, of course you did, but the other girls, did they come in the house with these names?
talking about their little nicknames. Okay, so some of the girls, their nicknames are their nicknames, but
Mm-hmm.
some of the girls, T did give them nicknames. He was just like, when they asked me what was my name, I was like, Slay the biggest. And they was like, ooh, the biggest. And I was like, yeah, biggest. Like, and they were like, well, that's gonna be your name. I'm like, okay, that's what I go by anyway. So, but some girls, like I think Dolce, they gave Dolce's hers. I can't remember. But some of the girls already had their nicknames. Some, I think they changed Bougie's. It was a couple they had problems with, so they changed. So I'm not sure, but mine was mine. So,
Okay.
but as for Tiny, um, I ain't gonna lie. Like when we would go live with the page, um, me being a Pisces, I tend to not get along with Leo females. But I was gonna give her a chance because like on the live, like she seemed cool. Like she wasn't talking a lot, so I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't really know what to expect. And then we had like I guess her sister or something had the same birthday as me, so she was like, "I'm probably gonna like you because I like my sister and she's the same birthday." Da da. So when we came to the house, like I wanted to get to know her. Like when we first had that first night and everybody was dancing each other in that scene or whatever with the blue. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
the blue. Like we all were trying to socialize with them, but as time just went on, like you could see that because Tiny had put in money, I guess, for the second round and first or whatever that she just had like they gave her a level of priority that they didn't give everybody else. So like basically she could do whatever she wanted, but nobody else could. She could walk around the house and say, if you gotta do whatever she wanted and let us walk around, oh no, it's a problem. Like I'm gonna send you home. Like so once we started seeing like, oh, they got favorites, like it's just everything turned left because favorites. I want to be your favorite. Like that's not right.
Right.
So, yeah, we didn't like that at all. But um, she said she was going to slap me and I told her on her child she would, because I just that like let's be real, she wanted to slap me because when we have a little group chat, but I got removed out of it recently. He removed the whole badass crew. But basically, like in the group chat, she just like if they get into one of the badass crew members, like everybody will go in on everybody. And suddenly, like when we start saying stuff, oh yeah, we're kid at the group chat, but they can pop it all day. But as soon as somebody pop it with them, oh, remove out the group chat, out the group chat, like straight. Like so, I was blocked from the show page for like a couple months until it was released. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Tiny, whatever Tiny has big say. She helped pick out season 2 cast members, and I just feel like that shows right there that she has more say so than they try to play like she does. Because why is she the only one from season 1 who got to pick out cast members?
True.
So
Favoritism.
yeah, when she said she was gonna slap me, that was I ain't never heard nothing else of that. She has been blocked, so I was just if a ring, I would just love to see
Okay.
it.
Next person is Miss Dolce.
Oh, that's my babe too. Then me and her like we're the big. So like out of the badass crew, like Chanel is the mom, the mediator. Ling, she's protection. She's like somebody's big sister. Me and Dolce, we like the bad little sisters, like the little goofballs. Like we run around the house, signing stuff with our toes, and run around cutting flips. And Dolce jumped in the pool when we first got there. Like she's like, I'm gonna jump right in the pool. And as soon as we pulled up at the house, she jumped right in. So I really had a ball with her. Actually, before we got to the house, she thought that they thought that we wouldn't get along, but we actually went pretty well. She's a Taurus, so.
Mm. Can you speak a little bit on the breakfast situation that happened with you and
Yeah.
Dolce?
Okay, so that was so funny. So we had went so it was a whole bunch of mess, and everybody was just trying to get together and see like okay if we can get along. So that day before, I think me, Tiny, Lucky, and Perk, and me and Dolce, we all went to Walmart, and so we were in there like racing in the buggies and like just trying to have fun or whatever. And like it was a little good time at the moment. But like so they had bought all these groceries or whatever. Okay. But we had bought groceries too. So we didn't know like she said like the groceries that she bought was for like she bought enough groceries for a month. And we're only there for like 2 more days. So she was like, we need to, it's for everybody. Let's, get it through. Let's, because where was going to go afterward. So basically, Dolce had woke up and I guess she was trying to cook everybody breakfast, but the pancake she was making, it was like this big. And we're like, Dolce, like, by the time we eat, we're going to be old. Like, so I was like, all right, help me. So Dolce, I think she had like one little bowl of eggs. I'm like, Dolce, it's all of us. We is not that. We going real quick. So I'm like, I'm gonna help you make these eggs. So Dolce, I think she had something in the pan and she had burned it. So we ain't had no more pans. So I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to scrub this stuff off. I was like, I'm gonna use this pot. So I'm, making my eggs. I put a little chicken seasoning in there because I like to spice my eggs. So like salt and pepper is that's important. So everybody was already like, oh, she put chicken seasoning in her eggs. Like, I'm like, just shut up. I'm like, I'm from the South. Like, I can cook. I don't need nobody to tell me how to
Right?
cook.
That's how you make it taste
Right.
good.
And so, Lucky came in there and she saw me cooking the eggs in the pot. And she was like, it was the pot eggs for me. And I was like, cause what? I was like, cause what's wrong with them being cooked in the pot? And then, she left back out and she came back in and she was like, she, I guess she's gonna start trying to make breakfast over us. So she washed out the pot that I had soaking, that Dolce had burnt. And she was like, well, I'm gonna make some breakfast. And I was like, well, you can wait till after I'm done. And she was like, never mind, I ain't just ain't gonna make nothing. And so then Dolce was like, we're making breakfast for everybody. Like, and she was like, well, it's gonna be a problem if we don't get our food first. When I tell you everybody in the kitchen turned around, we were all like, girl, what? Like, problem. Because if that's the case, we can go ahead and I hit you these pans now. Like, we can go ahead and get this popping. And we was like, problem. And I was like, girl, like, we don't know who y'all think y'all are. Everybody's standing here waiting, self checkout, come get a plate, whatever. Everybody's standing in the kitchen waiting, like. So I don't understand why y'all feel like y'all were above it because y'all were in the back sitting like. Static and Perk came up and got they plate. They plate was in the microwave. They got theirs. Why y'all couldn't come up here? Like, it was never nothing that, we didn't try to feed them. It was just, y'all get it, whoever grab it. Like, if you don't grab it, you don't grab it. Like, so it was just a big mess. She just felt like they should get their stuff first. And I'm like, if you're not in here, then you're not getting nothing first. I'm not taking it. Like, y'all already don't even really like us. You think we're going to take place better to y'all? Like, I don't take no place to us. So it was a mess.
And have y'all during because this clip was at the end, have y'all ever like made plates for each other or anything like that when
Um,
cooking has went on?
So the day before, when Miss Natural, I think it was her first day coming, they had, I guess, called her stuff trying to cook out. And the rest of the food was good, like, but the ribs was salty. And I told her, I was like, hey, everything good, but I was like, the ribs is salty. And she was like, I don't know, like in her confession, she was like, I never seen a girl eat so much. I'm like, I only ate 2 plates. I'm like, y'all should be glad I'm eating y'all food. Y'all brought all this food and cook it, and everybody just, gave everybody big lumberjack plates. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not eat it? Like, so.
Right. But all the meals have basically been like self-served, right?
Yeah, like other than that time that they cooked, everybody was, fending for their own self. So
So I guess since they thought that they did it that one time, they thought that it should have been reciprocated. Because I don't understand where
yeah,
that
but they
came.
didn't. But they didn't bring us our plates. Like they might have fixed them so like everybody could get a plate. But
Hmm.
we had to come in there and get it. Like
Right.
that was no problem. Like, we could have fixed y'all a plate. Just come here and get it. Y'all want somebody to bring it to y'all. It's not going like that.
True. Understandable.
Right.
Next girl on the list, Miss Sparkle.
Um. So I was actually getting along with her. Um. I really didn't have no problem with her until I don't have no problem with her now. I just don't like the comments that she makes about Chanel because they know that they can't say she's ugly. They know that they can't say she's broke. Like they can't. It's not too much you can say about her other than her, her gender and situation. And so for them like to try to get on live and be funny and call her Kevin and stuff like that, I just don't agree with that because y'all were the same girls when somebody else did it in the room talking about y'all go to bat for Chanel and y'all fight for Chanel, but then when y'all do it, oh, nobody does the same thing. So it was just a lot of hypocrite stuff. So um, so when we were in the house and they got confronted by Dolce in the kitchen, they didn't record that, but she was quiet. So like all this mouth that she has with Chanel now, and I'm gonna fight you. It's just I don't know where it comes from because she wasn't like that in the house. Like at first they were on our side. Like we wasn't even trying to make it a side, but they were on our side. And then I guess like once they got confronted, they just switched over. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Sparkle, her girlfriend was security, and I don't know. I guess she feel like she had extra backup because her girlfriend was security, but we would have flicked both of them. But I liked her girlfriend, and I liked Sparkle. Like I comments. I ain't never had an issue with her. So
True. Yeah, some people change when it's time to be on camera. Next girl is Miss Unique.
um, I like Unique. Um, I liked her in the house. I kept trying to get her like she was very much like you got an issue with Dolce, and you keep saying y'all like stop putting y'all in it because I like her period came on and I didn't I'm nobody else wanted to give you no tampons or pads, but I had brought some just in case anybody needed, and I'm giving you stuff like that, and then you will in the next one be like y'all or they like wait a minute like I ain't do nothing to you. So like me and her like we've had a lot of like she'll try to include me in situations she has with other people, and I'm like I didn't do nothing too. Like you have issues with them. Like yeah, we're all one, but everybody can handle their own. So it's not like every time somebody in a situation like we're all there, but just know that we're in the back, we're somewhere around, but they can handle themselves. But other than that, like a lot of people don't know that after we left the house, she was texting Dolce like popping it. So we were supposed to meet up and all fight like it was a big old street brawl like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Dolce versus Unique. The Unique was like, my people are in a gang and they're coming, and Dolce got to fight 6, 7 people before she fight me. So the whole badass crew like, well, we can all get a person like. So we was just like, well, I'll get a person, but then she started talking about weapons. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, you don't want to fight, girl. So I'm like, no, we just gonna leave where at. And I told Dolce, like, cause Dolce was suiting up, putting on. We at Bougie House. She's suiting up, putting on sports bras. I'm like, Dolce, like, we are not gonna fight. I'm like, honey, Bougie, Dolce, like, I don't got no clothes on to fight. Bougie, like, here you go. Bougie and I, we in her house. She just grabbing sports bras. Dolce, that tying her hair up, and everybody. I'm like, I done put on my tennis shoes. I'm like, I'm gonna go out here and go to damn jail.
Right.
Like when she started talking about people wasn't gonna unique talking about people wasn't gonna make it and weapons, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not losing my life, and I don't want to see nobody else get hurt or anything like that. So I was like, I'm just, if we're not going out there to just bang it out, then we're not going out there. So, but unique, I don't know, she's a character. I don't know. Sometimes like she'll be quiet, but then I don't know, she'll try to like say something crazy, I guess, to make it seem like, yeah, I'm about that life. But it's like, I don't know if you really are, because you don't portray yourself like that in real life, like when we hang around you. So, yeah.
Well, I wish they would have got some of that on camera because she really
Right.
didn't. This is seeming like some of these girls you talking about, they seem like whole new people.
Yeah, like on the show, they people were professional gangsters, but when it came to real life and us being like, so what's the issue? I don't know the issue, and when we like, y'all want to fight? Nope, crickets. Like, so it's like everybody, when we saw how they was popping in their confessionals and stuff, we were like, y'all did not act like that in the house. Like, that must have been y'all
Right.
free time or something, because ain't no way. Like, y'all did not like that in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cameras, they
Yeah.
something else.
He didn't record a lot. Like, it was so much he didn't record, and we're like, why are you not recording? Like, when I went off, he tried to make us like, when I was about to fight Perk, they made us try to reenact it. So y'all made us react the whole thing to not put it on the show. It was just a mess. But I was really finna knock Perk. But I don't got no issue with her either.
Crazy. Well, since we're talking about her now, let's talk about Miss Perk.
Um, Great nails, like Aretha Franklin say. I like, she just, for when I even saw she was part of the show, I was just like, are you sure she's in the right place? Um, when I met her, like was around her, like you could tell that, like the pressure and the tension of things, like it was really getting to her. Um, when I got into it with her, like I didn't even like when I she was talking to Chanel about me, and I was standing right there. She was like, "You letting your homegirls call us the fab nothing?" And I'm like, "I'm right here." I'm like, "I did." So I'm like, "But y'all talking to me, so I'm gonna walk up to the conversation." I don't walk up on her like, "What you trying to do?" Like, I'm trying to hear her. She's talking about. She starts getting loud. She's like, "Don't walk up on me!" And so she starts doing that. I guess she was trying to learn her attack dogs. So everybody starts trying to get up, and I'm like, "Yeah," because I've been with everybody. So I just handed my booze. She was like, "Man, hold this real quick." I'm like, I'm gonna get with her. And so, I don't know. She 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 doesn't, she's not a threat to me. Um, she's cool every now and then, but it's like once she gets around her friends, it's a different perk. Um,
Hmm.
I did not like her outfits this season. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie to it. But other than that, like she does very good nails, and she's cool every now and then. I don't think she'd be my choice of friend, but you know, she's somebody's.
Okay, somebody for everybody.
Right.
Next on the list is Miss Static.
Um. Everybody, I don't know. Everybody else like they be getting to aesthetic, but I like static. Like out of everybody, out of the whole fab nothing or whatever they want to be, I think static's probably my favorite. Um, Me and her ain't never had no issues. We ain't never had no disagreements. It's just very much like every time we talk, like it's, well, I understand how you feel about this, and then I tell her how we feel. She's like, okay, well, we get it. Well, I get it too. So, she's very understanding. I just feel like she's caught in crossfire because of, her friends, and she has to show
Mhm.
loyalty to them. So, I feel like we can't really get a good relationship going because, you know, majority of her friends don't like me. So, but I
True.
like her. I think she's pretty. So,
Okay. Next on the list, Firecracker Miss Marina.
I never met her in person.
Oh yeah, you weren't there when she was there.
Yeah, I talked to her a couple times at the job, and she said she liked me. She's cool. She never gave me no issues. I don't know what's going on with the Chanel situation. I tend to stay. I mean, I'm there for Chanel, but some beefs like if I don't know nothing about it, I'm just gonna stay out of it. But Chanel knows like if they all try to jump her or something, like I'm there. But I don't really have an issue with her. I don't know her, so but she seems
Okay.
funny. So
Okay. Yeah, she's definitely funny. She came in the house popping off.
yes.
Next girl is Miss Legacy.
I don't really know any of them for the first round. I don't know her like that.
Okay. You didn't get to meet Vixen either, did you?
No, but me and Vixen, she's basically an honorary badass crew member. We put her in the group chat and everything. I love Vixen. Um, Chanel brought her, started introducing her to us, and we talk every day. Like we call Chanel, call us, or one of us call. It's me, her, Ling. We all sit on the phone and talk like all day, on the phone every day. So
True. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I like Vixen too. She
yeah,
from
she's really
stayed over from me.
yes, she's really sweet.
Next person on the list, Miss Ling.
Ling is my bae. I really like her. She came in. I hate she came in so late because we only had got to spend a couple of days together. But then I had missed my flight in Vegas, and so I stayed like an extra 2 days. But since then, like Ling, she's very much a big sister. Like she's trying to make sure everybody's straight. I hope she gets better. She had gotten a little car wreck or whatever, and
Mhm.
but she's okay though. But just shout out to her. But she's really sweet. I wish she would have came earlier, so we could have more time to spend. Because when Link came, like I don't know if they thought they were going to get her on their side, but Link saw real like, automatically. She just decided, naturally gravitated to where she thought was best and was up here with us. So, you know, Link is that girl.
True. Next girl on the list, Miss Red.
Red is our babe. Oh my goodness. So we at first when we met Red, I thought she was pretty, but we didn't know if she was going to be friends with us just because in the first round she wasn't friends with Chanel. Like it was they were kind of against each other in the first house. So we all were surprised, like, we all became so close to Red. Well, I wasn't because, I was open to it, but you Red and Chanel, they weren't friends before. So for her to come over there and everybody just thinking so close, everybody it's really fun. Red, she's really sweet. She's a party girl. She gotta have that vape, she gotta have that drink.
Right.
But yeah,
You
she's
gotta have
sweet.
something to keep you calm.
Yeah, she going everywhere. She got her little vape in her hand, and she got her little cup. If seen her, she got the little vape, and she got that cup.
True. Next girl on the list is Miss Natural.
I love her. So when I saw her on Johnson's Cabaret, I thought she was, I liked her. Like I just feel like she was misunderstood. But like sometimes, because I consider celebrity, so sometimes, you're kind of skeptical of meeting celebrities because you don't know if they're gonna be bougie or stuck up or not. But when I met her, she was really sweet. Like I did the worm for her. I break dance, so I just had a lot of fun. And she saw like I was goofy. I'm here for a good time, so we just all naturally clicked. Like she saw that this real sisterhood was our little group, and so that's why she just clicked with us. And then she saw how they were trying to act towards us. And, of course, she's gonna stand up for what's right. And that was her time and money that she spent to come out there because they didn't. I don't think they flew her out. I think she paid for her own ticket. So that was her time and money, and then she did it for free. So when she saw how
Mm-hmm.
they were playing, she was not playing no games, and we was 10 toes behind her. Because I think Perk had made the comment. They were like, "Well, when Miss Natural came at Tiny, we was gonna all jump her." Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's gonna
So
be,
you
it was gonna
thought,
be, yeah, it's gonna be the whole bad crew versus and Miss Natural versus the Fab Nothing. And Sparkle and Unique, they were on our side. So it's funny how they're all cool now, but when we were all gonna go back there and fight, they were on our side. So it's just real. Ugh.
mhm. Okay, next on the list is the producers of the show, Trey T. I mean, I said Trey T and Isaiah. How do you feel about them?
it's just really crazy to me. Like when we were in the house, they really liked the Badass Crew. For one, they were on the Badass Crew side the whole time. Like literally, like when we were trying to film stuff like that, like they're literally coming in our room and they're like, "No, it's not y'all, it's them." Like y'all had the most scenes. Like they were on our side. So just to see how they're acting like now, it really just furthermore proves that Tiny has say so because she puts in money. Isaiah, I don't really have too many problems with him. He be known when right is right and wrong is wrong, but he's the type, he'll know something's wrong, but he'll watch the whole thing play out, and when I, it's not going to defend you just
Mhm.
because of him and his relationship with T. T, he, he gives me like, I understand he's gay or whatever, but he is too feminine, like because like he'll try to talk to us any kind of way, and I'm like, okay, you talking to me like we one of the girls, so I'm gonna talk to you like that because you're not gonna just talk to me any kind of way and think, yes, you're above me a little bit because you're my boss, but it's a way to say things to people. Like you're not gonna, if you're trying to be funny to me and you're not being professional, then I'm not gonna be professional either. So that's why I kept getting removed a lot because they just felt like they could let anything happen, and then it's supposed to be a big thing. Like we weren't supposed to let people talk about like people's sexualities or anything like that. And just so like when they get on live with T and they just try to talk about Chanel, this is very funny because he doesn't say anything. So, but I don't
Mhm.
know. He I wanted to like him, like, but I just like they're kiss asses, so and I don't kiss ass. I can't respect a kiss ass, so yeah,
True, I
it's a no.
feel
It's a no for me.
you. Okay. How did you feel having a life coach on the show, and do you think she helped you in any way?
Well, I thought I had a good little scene with her. I, she was there. Maybe I don't know. Like when I looked at the scene with her and them, it looked like she actually got into it with them. But every time I kept trying to talk to her, like they were in the background being loud and stuff. So like they kept cutting our scene. So I had to
Oh
keep
wow.
I had to keep re-walking in the room so they could record it, and it just wasn't genuine because I couldn't really get time to connect. Like everybody else in the background was just a mess. So
Do you think that was intentional on their part?
um, somebody that they bought her.
That being loud while y'all were filming,
Oh
or
yeah,
they
that
were
was
just
definitely,
into the
yeah.
house?
Every time the newbies filmed, they were in the background making noise, like literally.
Oh wow.
And it had got so bad, like a couple times Isaiah had got mad and he would close the camera like, I'm done for today. Like I'm really gonna send y'all home. Like, and that's why Miss Natural went off because she was like, he didn't just say that everybody keeps talking like we cannot film this background. And so if I had to do my life coach scene, the same one scene like 5 times, yeah, I didn't really get a real. I was just ready to get over with when I was talking to her, but I was trying to be real with her, but it's just like, I
It
can't
wasn't
because everybody. Yeah, it was just too much
working
going on. So, she was nice though.
out.
I don't know. Maybe she helped other people. Um, yeah. I think I learned a couple of things, but nothing too major. Stuff I didn't already know.
Okay. One challenge that they did show you guys do where you had to pick a name, or I think you were given the name or something like that, and you had to like decorate the page or whatever. What name were you given, and can you tell us
um,
what
I got
you did
Sparkle.
to it?
So
Right, Sparkle.
for one, Tiny was in there selling his bed, and so we was in there hot. When I heard about the challenge, I didn't know we could put bad things. I mean, I didn't really have nothing bad. I had Sparkle, so I didn't really have nothing bad about her to say because I think this was before the situation where Dolce confronted them. But yeah, I just put like good things, like stuff encouraging stuff. The person I didn't have no issue with, like, so it was fairly good for me. But it's ironic, Lucky got my name.
Right. Oh, well, you're in luck because my next question is you get to pick someone's name and you get to tell us what you will put on their paper, whether it's good, bad, indifferent,
um,
final say so kind of thing.
I probably would have did Lucky just because like we had the most like back and forth. either Lucky or Tiny. Like, I don't know. With Tiny, like, I just feel like she does all that yelling to feel like she's heard, but at the end of the day, like, nobody's listening to you. Because if you're yelling at me, I'm going to tune you out. You're not going to talk to me like I'm your child because I'm not nobody's child but my mom's or dad's. So, like, she just needs to learn that, you can talk to somebody in a respectful way and be heard versus trying to yell at me because that's nobody do. Um, with Lucky, she just had a nasty attitude and she feels very entitled and I don't know why. Um, she said like when I came in the house, she said I wasn't given. So when I saw how she came in the house, I was just like, you can't talk about nobody if your hair stinks and crazy. So I'm like, girl, like let's be real here. My braids is fresh, your braids is not. Like I'm just so it's getting very much a hypocrite. I just feel like she just needs to be humble, like, cause whatever you think you are, like, yeah, I know you're supposed to think you that, but also have a reality about it. Like, are you really that? Cause that wasn't giving. So I don't know. She just needs to be humbled very much. Yeah, that's all I'll put. But other than that, like, she seemed like she could have been cool, but I just didn't follow her. So yeah.
True. I feel like some of the girls had felt like they had something to prove, especially coming back multiple times with filming.
Yeah, we definitely feel like
They
that too.
treated it like seasons instead of it's still the same, story line or whatever.
Yeah. We definitely feel like that too. I don't know. When I saw how the girls were who that I interacted with for round two, when I saw how they were around one, I was very much confused because I'm like, y'all were not like that. Like Slim Barbie told Lucky, she was like, "You're gonna." Well, I don't know if she told her directly, but she said you're gonna be next. And it came back too that she said that, and she was like, "I put on my shoes and I went and sat in the living room and didn't nobody say nothing." Yeah, that's giving scary. Like somebody tell you you're gonna be next, and you ain't say nothing. Like you just put on your shoes to sit there. Like so, I don't know. Like when we were there, when they were around, like every time I went off everybody, it was crickets. So it just now how everybody was talking in confessionals and how on live everybody popping it now. It's just like where was all that when we were face to face? So it's very much a yeah okay. Like that's how we see it. Like all right.
Totally true.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a big surprise on how everybody's acting because they were not like that in the house. My phone is always flying when it's in the charger.
I wish we could have got more footage of what went on in some of these moments.
It's so much that they didn't show, and I'm not. I don't know why they didn't show it. Um, I guess they wanted to put too many clips of Bougie because they're at odds, and then you know they didn't like us at the time they were editing, so it's just like,
Hmm.
but I don't know if they thought
Anything
that
they
that
didn't show that you want to tell us about?
anywho,
Anything that they didn't show that you want to tell us about?
um, I remember we had a house meeting, and basically in the house meeting, Isaiah was telling us why he was frustrated, and he basically he came out his mouth and said that because like I'm just I'm a fun person, so like I'm goofy, like I'm always having fun. So he was like, your personality might be too up for Tiny. He was like, so you need to tone that down. And we all looked at him like, did he just tell me that I gotta dim my light because she want to be negative? So Miss Natural, she said something. Miss Natural was like, are you telling her like she gotta tone herself down for Tiny? And from there, like it went a mess. Like Isaiah and Miss Natural started arguing. They're finna fight. He is my man, my man, my man, trying to save people. They done put Miss Natural out the house, and me, I think me, Ling, and Bougie, we stand outside. We're like, we're not leaving you. Like, we're not leaving you outside. So, um, we were finna fight a lot of couple times in there. When it came time for us to fight the girls, like they never wanted to fight. Like I don't know, like it's a couple things that happened. Tiny, I guess she's a gang member, and she kept trying to say that like I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and she got somebody else in there is a gang member, and basically they had like a little conversation thing inside the room, and she tried to say her set or whatever, and the girl banged on her back, and she didn't do nothing. So and that's on camera. Chanel can when you talk to Chanel, she knows more about it because Chanel was directly in the room with them. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
so
definitely on
it's on camera. So
that.
that would have aired. She probably would have had to go in a box. But it was just a lot of things like they did not want to smoke. Like, and then me and Chanel, we was play fighting and it about turned serious because Chanel hit me in my lip, so I had to deck Chanel. But Chanel's my bae though. I love her. And it was a lot of stuff. Like they went to the club, and I think me and Ling stayed home. I wasn't feeling good, but I guess Static didn't have her ID because a lot of them girls. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, a lot of them girls they look a lot older than they are. Like I'm probably older than a good like 4 or 5 of them, and so I'm just like,
Oh
y'all,
wow, you only
yeah,
22?
yeah, and a lot of them girls ain't even 21 yet.
Oh
20, yeah,
wow.
20, 21, yeah, and I'm like, y'all do not look like y'all are my age, but I think they're supposed to go out to the club. So like at the end, that's why it became more divided because they went to the club and I guess the Fab Nothing couldn't get in, but they let the Badass crew in. So from there, they just when they came back home, it was, oh, we're mad that y'all went to the club without us, and like you knew you was coming to Vegas, you knew you was gonna have to probably go out. Why you didn't bring an ID? Like that's just on you.
Right?
And then I think Static didn't have her ID, but Ling had hers, and Ling stayed home. And Static and Ling kind of favor a little bit, or they would have favored enough to use, ID. And
Use her ID.
yeah, and so Ling told her like she come get it, but she never got it. So I don't understand how they were mad. Like you could just use Ling's ID, but she didn't want to. So I don't know.
Exactly.
But overall, I had a lot of fun. So
Any other moments that really stuck out to you that you want to tell us about, or what was your favorite moment?
um, I think every day with the Badass Crew is probably my favorite moments. We were doing like ever since we got there, like we was turned up every day, like dancing, spinning on our head, like the little clips that they be posting. They did not do us justice. Our little background videos, like we were goofballs. Like you come around, me and Dolce probably standing on our heads, and Ling is spinning us around by our feet. Like you'll never know what you'll see. Like we walk in our room. So I think every moment I had with them was my favorite. But I don't think nothing else stood out. They were haters the whole time, or like they just acted funny. So they really didn't bother me. Like I can block out the hate. It was just when it's out loud, y'all trying to be out loud about it, low key, like I'm gonna say something very direct. And if y'all ain't gonna be direct, I'm gonna call you out. Cause they were in the house. Oh well, if you got a problem, you need to say it to this person. But when y'all got a problem, we don't. Y'all ain't saying nothing. So it was hypocrite stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you went through that experience to be able to tell us some things.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to ask you before we get into what you're doing now in your business, things like that. Any advice that you would like to give to any young woman who want to get into reality TV?
So I didn't. I really had wanted to start on like dating shows. Like I'm a hopeless romantic, so I really wanted to do that type of aspect first. But I kind of got into some another world of it. Basically, if you go in that type of environment, just be prepared for anything, honestly, because it's a group of girls, different personalities, different areas, So just expect everybody to be different. You can't judge nobody because they're different from you. Everybody's different, so basically, just be ready for anything and stand your ground, stand 10 toes, because people will try to take advantage of you. So.
Okay, definitely good advice. So now, with you going on the show, have you started a business or are you pushing your business more to get more attention and more sales and things like that? And tell us about it.
So I've had my business since 2017. Um, and I used to sell lashes, hair, like I do a lot of stuff. If I can, anything I can learn or I can make money off of, I'm trying to do it. If it's right. So, I used to sell clothes, sell lashes, sell hair, like, and I can do hair and do makeup and stuff like that. So, my biggest struggle was just trying to see like which one I'm gonna start first. Cause me, I feel like if I'm not doing multiple things at one time, I'm not accomplishing nothing. So they used to be my problem, like trying to do everything at one time. But I had slacked a little bit on promoting my business just because like this TV stuff started, it became like fun going to filming and different stuff like that. And so, I took it way more serious. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things for my business. So I definitely am. Well, on the 30 cast for sure, I'll definitely be promoting. I'm supposed to do two castmates here, so hopefully that'll go through. Depending on if everybody comes or we're getting film and stuff situated right now. But I'm just ready to push and I'm ready to bring you little products. So I'm probably gonna bring some lashes for the girls at the Zodiac house and just different stuff. Different stuff I can promote, maybe some t-shirts, something. But yeah, I'm ready to go up. So anyway, I can build my brand, build my name, build Slay or the biggest, whichever one anybody wanna call me, I'm gonna do it. So
Yes, okay. Well, for those watching who want to keep track of you and keep up with you, tell us where we can find you at.
okay, my bad, y'all. My phone's on the charger. It's
Hello.
Kayla Clark. But my hey, yeah, you can hear
You
me.
start over because it kind of went out when you started.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. My main page on Facebook is Kayla Clark, and my little main page that I probably be on is Slay, and that's SLAYE. Um, my Instagram is at slayla_. And I actually have a couple Instagrams. So my main Instagram is slayla_. My dance page is Slay 2.0. And my business page is Slay Styles. And that's, I spell Slay SLAYE. So anytime you spell Slay or try to look for me, know I have an E after my Y at Slay. My Twitter is Kayla Clark. I'm pretty much everywhere. You can find me anywhere, honestly. Type in Slay or the biggest, Slay with an E, and I should pop up. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you want to inform us on, have us keep watch of?
Um, oh, I meant to say this too. Oh, so right now, well, we're not too much worried about any beef or any comments made from Bad BTCH section. I had recently got into it with the producer because so he made the whole Badass Crew audition for season 2, but it's like if you say we broke our NDAs and couldn't you know film for season 2, why would you even have us audition if you knew it's automatically a no? Like I just feel like it's childish. And then we got into it about some comments, and I said that the Badass Crew wasn't worried about coming back because me, Chanel, and Vixen like were going to be on Natus TV, so we're just like moving up. But basically, to them season 2 girls, do not like keep your eyes out. Don't be fooled. Do not be gullible. Um, I know a lot of y'all probably don't like us because of what y'all have heard or in a group chat. But be careful because that Tyler girl, Tyler Monet or something like that. I'm trying to reach out to you, but she just exposed them. He was like that he had paid for season 2 out of his pockets, and the girl she posted screenshots. She sent over like $400-$500 to them, and so he's been having the girls help pay for stuff for the house. But he
Oh
said,
yeah,
but
I heard that, but
yeah,
that was only expected.
yeah. I mean, when he first brought the idea of season 2 to us, he asked us, and I'm not against it because money's not nothing, but if I'm putting in money the same way Tiny is or so, oh yeah, I'm gonna need that same. If we having favors here, I'm gonna need that same level of I'm your favorite. It's gonna be I'm helping here, but you're still treating me like
Definitely.
yeah. So we were just like no, like we weren't gonna put in, but he's been making the accusation that he's been paying for everything and stuff, and he has not. So season 2 girls just he will switch on you. So and if you try to go against the Fab Four, you might as well consider yourself done. In that little aspect because they're not gonna let any. If you're going against them, you might as well just consider yourself an enemy. But hey, it's nothing wrong with being an outcast or being different or not being, being the odd one out. Because at the end of the day, like real can stand alone. So I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, other than that, I'm just very much excited to be on the Zodiac House. I can't wait. It's a lot of different people. We're supposed to be traveling this season, so I just can't wait. I'm excited. Bigger and better things. I know Tiso are mad that his most hated Chanel, and I don't think he expected me and Vixen to be on Zodiac House either. But I just can't wait to prove people wrong. So yeah, you'll see more of me in the future. This probably won't be the last. So
Of course not. We'll definitely be keeping watch of you.
yes,
And thank you so much for coming to do episode 1 of my
thank you
season
for
2 of my
having me.
talk show.
I was so nervous. I was like, "Ooh, I'm nervous because I have stage fright." But I don't know. As big as personality as I am, I'll be stage fright like. Ugh. But I had fun. This is fun. You asked some good questions, so I appreciate. Thank you for letting me be your first person.
Thank you for coming and spilling the tea and clearing up more of those gaps that we all trying to
Yeah.
figure out.
Yeah. And if we have a reunion, I'm I'm representing South Carolina too. But not to say we're not having a reunion because he just blocked the whole badass crew again. So I can even on the page, but keep our fingers crossed. But just know if we
Y'all
have
should just do your own thing.
that's what we were talking about. Honestly, um, we all been talking about that. We don't, Bougie, she has her own show, so she knows how
Mhm.
to get. She's gave us a lot of insight on how to start our own things, stuff like that. And me and Chanel, we've been talking about it. So, and everybody else, I know they'll be on board. It's opportunities, but so just
Yes.
expect to see more out of the badass crew. This is not the last. So we
Yes,
kind of rock. We
everybody.
were robbed for
Stay
season two.
tuned.
Yeah, we would have made season two on God. He wanted to do a reunion. He wanted to do a reunion at the end of season two, but even like Chanel said, like you would have just been better off getting a bigger house and just bringing the whole badass crew back for season two, like, and just doing it like that.
Mhm.
Doing instead of trying to, if you were pitching to get money from the girls in season two, you could have just went in for a bigger house and did it like that. But yeah,
Wow.
it's just a mess. It probably won't be a reunion. Hate it though, but if it is one, just know Chanel's got a lot of stuff going, so just know it's going to be a lot of hands being thrown.
Okay.
So I can't wait for you to talk to her. She's a lot more tea than I do. Chanel knows
Yes. I'll
everything.
be chatting with her
Yeah,
next week. Stay tuned,
yeah.
y'all.
Now I'm going to tune in. So, but thank you so much.
Thanks again, the biggest, and we'll definitely be keeping watching you. Make sure y'all follow her. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
You too. You too. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go, you guys. Season 2, episode 1 of Spread Those Cheeks for the Tea came off running and going hard. We had the biggest from Bad Bit Section. Make sure you guys tune in. And before you leave, make sure you like, subscribe the video, and tune in. We have more ladies from Bad Bit Section coming to the chat. And just stay tuned. You never know who we'll bring in like last season. The surprises are endless.